GPS or whatever, and then my privacy fucking violated like that. Because I remember in Australia they were complaining in the late 80s about an identity card and how that was a intrusion into privacy. Geez, I wonder what those people are thinking now. Huh, Australia card. That was the least of their worries.
I'll let Pendle Pants go first, actually.
Start with that crap about that if you've got nothing to hide, it doesn't
Okay.
matter, because it doesn't work that way. History's taught that that argument is false.
DJ, here's the thing, though. Cell phones have to connect to satellites to connect to other people. So you kind of have to have a GPS in your phone. If you want to have a cell phone, it's a built-in requirement of it, because it does need to locate where you are and then connect your call to wherever the other person is, and to locate them it uses the GPS on their phone.
Yeah, but someone then has constructed an interface so that then they can see where you are, and that's my point.
I do. Yeah, but then you just need to get rid of your cell phone. There's no way to get around that.
Well, and they also can't help it when they sell your private details to private corporations for marketing purposes, so they can't help that either, I suppose.
DJ, it still comes down to, if you want a cell phone, you have to have a GPS in it. If you don't want to be tracked by your cell phone, leave it at home. But
I know you can't get away with it. I'm just saying that. All I'm saying is that they've created the interface and the software so that they're able to track exactly where you are, and that's what I'm saying. If they weren't that interested in information, they'll not set up the equipment to do that in the first place.
But again, though, DJ, if it wasn't tracking your location, your cell phone wouldn't be able to connect to anything. Your cell phone would just be a lump of plastic in your pocket. The GPS in your phone is fundamental to how your cell phone works. Originally, this wasn't a way to track where everybody was, what they were doing, when they were this location, when they were that location. That's a byproduct of what cell phones fundamentally need to have to work. That's what I'm getting at. Like, putting cameras, Big Brother fucking CCTV cameras everywhere. Total invasion of privacy. But cell phones, like it's a sacrifice of privacy. You make the decision to leave some of your privacy behind when you walk around with a cell phone in your pocket.
Of course.
You don't choose to leave your privacy behind by walking down the street. That's taken from you with CCTVs.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There's already plenty of CCTV around. There's plenty of surveillance around already. And then they keep saying that they need more, and they need more, and they need more. It sounds like a speech by Goebbels. We need more scrutiny in order to protect the safety and civilization and society, just like the Emperor. It's just rubbish. But you know what? If people are happy with that, fine. I don't care. I opted out of that whole thing anyway.
I don't care that the government can tell where you've been walking, because that really doesn't tell them. I mean, it tells them some things. It really doesn't tell them that much.
What's that? I use a satellite phone. It has no GPS in it.
The microphone on your phone, if they're listening to that shit, again, you didn't sign up for that shit. That was not part of your contract.
Someone in my stream has said that he's got a satellite phone and has no GPS in it. How's that, Michael?
Not
Shadow.
See, that one might be due to the power of the radio waves that it's sending out. Because a sat phone, generally speaking, has a much more powerful antenna to it. So you would be able to broadcast your location just with your signal, and the satellite would be able to triangulate your location through that, which is something that theoretically cell phones could do one day. But if we were to try and do that in cell phones today, we'd be walking around like it was the 1990s, and these things would be like 50 fucking pounds again.
It's mandatory in the UN. Oh, it's mandatory in the United Nations. Oh, okay. Interesting.
But yeah, that one's just putting out an enormous signal is essentially what it's doing.
Our turbo laser's still active for now.
Let's go and say hello to our first order friends.
DJ, by the way, I have a game that I'm pretty sure you'll actually play. It's called Homefront: The Revolution. I've been playing it recently. You want to know why you'll play it? Because you get a crossbow that you can turn into a flamethrower. You get a fucking shotgun that you can turn into, I think it's called an inferno gun or some shit like that. And basically it fires gas canisters, like this triangle of gas, and it burns the fuck out of people. You also get Molotovs on top of all that, so you can just regular Molotov people. Or you can stuff it in a teddy bear and make a proximity mine. A proximity fucking one. You can throw it at a surface with sticky shit and activate it with your cell phone. Or my personal favorite, you strap it to the back of an RC car and you drive it into a group of people. There's so many ways to burn people alive in that game.
Oh, get off my back, you son of a bitch! I got smashed by the AI. What? Look at him, he's nearly got me dead. What? I don't believe it. I've been shot down by an A-wing AI. Oh.
Damn.
I can't believe that commander came after me for about a minute. What a prick. Yeah. I can't believe it. I'm going to take revenge on an AI. At least I got shot down too. What a jip. Alright, hello, we're supposed to get rid of these extras.
Fuck, I still can't believe it. Commander got kind of screwed out over that car idea. Like, fuck. Your country bans all the fun things, man. That's one thing I gotta say that I'm kind of against with Australia. And it's not even like I don't even understand why it's, like, not built for Australia. You would think the Mazda MX-5 GTFR would be perfect for your guys' like, roads, in a sense. It's a small car, it's a convertible. I mean, you can drop the top, which seems like a pretty important feature in a country where it gets up to, like, 45 fucking degrees on a regular basis.
The roads here are not smooth.
And all in all, it's a small car, it doesn't weigh that much, it's got like 160 horse, which is why it's, you know, good for its weight, but that means that the gas is fairly efficient. Like, it shouldn't be because of emission standards, it's weird.
Push. You have to be careful what type of cars you drive around here in Australia because the roads here is not as good as in Europe. And some of the potholes even in Sydney, right, you hit one of those potholes too hard, you don't see it coming, and you could damage the suspension on the car.
Oh, believe me, I know.
I should actually,
like, once everything's all melted and shit, I'll go around and I'll take some of the pictures of the potholes in my town and shit, too. Again, one of the...
There's a mini trench. There's a mini trench on one of the main streets of Sydney that have been caused because it rained for a week. Right, and the road authority didn't put any signs or anything. So I was in one of my Mercedes cars, and I went straight over what was a little ditch. Me and the car beside me got completely thrown off whack and we collided into each other because of this ditch. And this was in one of the main streets in the CBD of Sydney. Not in the outskirts, not in Campbelltown, not the Central Coast, not in Birdsville, but on the street parallel to George Street, on the main streets in CBD. Because the roads here are crap. There's potholes everywhere, they've got roadworks everywhere, and so you can't drive a car with a low profile because it will get damaged. And the speed humps are even worse.
We're one of the worst towns in this country still, for crime, we are still to this day the town with the worst roads in Canada. Like, going down my hill when it's dry, from D-row to the end of my trailer court, which really isn't that far, it's less than a city block, I have to dodge anywhere between 5 and 7 potholes.
Yeah, you gotta remember
my
where they
girlfriend
are.
was really fucking silly last year and decided that she really wanted her low pros to have tires on them, instead of just selling the low pros because they don't work in my town. And now there's a couple of dings in them. But yeah, like, even like when I'm coming down the highway home, there's a specific spot of road where I go into the left lane instead of the right lane because it has, like, manhole-sized fucking potholes.
Yeah.
Like, if you hit it, your tire is done, your rim is dented in, your whole front end is destroyed, you are not driving anywhere. You'll be lucky to not be injured in, like, whiplash and shit like that.
Well, funny you mention that, because that ditch that we hit, my head was sore for a week after that, because I didn't expect it. I wasn't ready for it. So, yeah.
Probably better that you weren't ready for it, though, because if you were ready for it, you probably would have tensed, and tensing in an accident is the worst thing to do. Let your body loosen up and go with the flow. If you tense yourself up and you try to fight the accident, you end up causing way more damage to your body. That's why a lot of people, that's why, like, people who get into accidents when they're really heavily intoxicated or when they fall asleep generally come out unharmed or with minor injuries because their whole body is just loose and flopping with momentum.
Yes and no, because when I got hit on the driver's side because I was starting to get through a red light, because when my eye I saw what was about to happen, I was able to lean to the side and avoid a lot of that impact. So anticipating it, I'd rather anticipate it if I can, but anyway, that's
What were you driving, out of curiosity?
It was a Mazda 66 sedan, Mazda 66 built like Sherman tanks.
Yeah,
pretty strong.
Okay, then yeah, it's a little bit more fair. Honestly, cars nowadays are way more safe for the individual, because of crumple zones, which make the car completely garbage after it's been in an accident, but it distributes the shockwave across the car instead of across your body.
Oh yeah, the repair...
Which is why a Prius has a better safety rating than a fucking Chevy Nova. Even though the Chevy Nova's got like a ton of steel encasing it, and the Prius is basically plastic. That's like it. And yet, that thing still has a better crash safety rating. You will come out less harmed in a Prius than you will in one of those fucking cans.
Battlefront, the update's coming out Wednesday. I think it's Wednesday American time. So I don't know what country you're in. If you're in Australia, that's probably Thursday evening. I'm pretty sure it's Thursday, it'll be Thursday evening. Commander, the updates usually come out about, what is it, 7, 8 or 9 in the evening, our time?
He's still muting.
Oh, for a second there, I thought I got kicked out of the game. The fucking screen went black for 5 seconds. A fart noise? I didn't do any farts. I didn't do anything. Oh, Commander messaged me the words fart noises and I didn't do anything.
Resistance fighters are firing on our forces.
I've been an invert. I've been an angel. For now. Maybe not a Star
Might have heard me going like that.
I bet you the people getting shot by Darth Maul don't think I'm an angel.
We can't hold as many of them.
Oh, that's 3. Oh, I've got revenge on him too. Good. Hang on.
Vengeance will be mine.
Vengeance will be
They're
mine.
firing on the front deflector. Stop them.
Yep, it's all about the vengeance and the revenge. He'd make a good politician, Darth Maul. He could be a Speaker of the House.
Target down.
Or even better
What?
still, Secretary of State.
How in the fuck?
Yeah.
You might have to unmute just to explain that one, because he's like, DJ silent farted, but my sound card picked it up.
I didn't do anything.
I feel like there's a pun in there somewhere, because like...
What's it going on about? I didn't do anything. I haven't made a single sound. If I did,
I don't know, I think, yeah, you might have to unmute for a few seconds to explain that one, because...
I was talking crap. I haven't done anything.
Your sound card?
Unless he picked it up from something else.
I'm so fucking confused at this point.
Keep thinning out their numbers.
Oh, jeez, my teammates are useless. 3 extras coming in on the bombing run, and I'm the only one attacking them. Seriously?
Wait, was it like...
The enemy fighter's attack
Maybe...
run has failed.
My mic's sound shit.
Shields online. Don't let the resistance take them down again.
Bloody Millennium
The rear
I don't know,
deflector is
I
in
mean,
danger.
maybe.
Keep it safe.
I didn't hear no...
You missed.
or anything like that.
You missed. I'm still alive. At last we will renew ourselves to the Jedi. At last we will have our revenge. You have been trained well, my apprentice. There will be no match for you.
Are you sure you're not just saying that because the CDC sent us another one of those photos? Okay, well, I will point out it might have been DJ, it also might have been me, like, kind of making a similar sound when I was kneeling down to Toke.
How come you could talk, you can hear him, but I can't hear him?
I can't hear him, he's just typing. He's swag lording it up today.
Ah, Commander, for the last time, I didn't fart. I haven't done anything yet. When I do, I will let you know, as I do every other time.
I will let you know.
Well, I do, don't I? Has there ever been a time I've denied it? No.
Actually,
No.
I can't think of one.
No, of course not.
I don't know, I can't think of one off the top of my head where you've, like, let one rip, and we tried to bust you and you denied it. You usually just laugh and take it. Fair enough.
Just be grateful you never caught the bus with me in high school.
I bet we can all learn something here today.
Ties zeroing in on the generator's vulnerable points.
Fortnite on an insane $20,000 gaming PC. Pretty much the exact same as Fortnite on a really cheap $400 gaming PC. It's just Fortnite.
Got him.
Like, it's what some people.
It's like a cartoon.
Originally was like a co-op survival board-based sort of thing. It has a bit like of PUBG's sort of battle royale kind of feel to it, because PUBG and their team actually work together, which is why it's such a slap in the face that they did the Fortnite battle royale mode, which is a complete rip-off of PUBG. Like, literally, they work together and then they turn around and take what they learned about the game and create their own game mode for their own game that they even openly stated was basically a copy of theirs. Like, holy fucking dick move. But the battle royale that everybody plays is a free game mode that's basically like big circle, and then the circle gets smaller and smaller over time, and it kind of herds you all to the center, and you fight till there's only one person left.
That sounds like play Battlegrounds Unknown.
That's what I was saying, is like, the Fortnite team worked with the PUBG team, Players Unknown Battlegrounds, PUBG.
Oh, is that what PUG is? Sorry, I didn't realize it was an acronym.
Yeah, no, sorry.
The field generators weren't made for this kind of abuse. If we can protect them a little longer,
the PUBG and the fucking Fortnite team worked together, and then Fortnite ripped off PUBG's whole game mode and created the Battle Royale mode that they have. Which, I mean, wouldn't be as much of a rip-off, because it's not like PUBG came up with the idea, like really the Hunger Games was kind of what reignited the idea for us, but they were the first game to be dedicated for it, and again, to have the Fortnite team go help out, come back, and then them to be like, we're gonna do fucking PUBG on Fortnite! Like, how big of a kick in the balls? How, like... Can you remove your sword from my back now? Thank you.
Stabilizer.
Next getaway. Looks like I missed him.
Anyway, a lot of people like PUBG. I mean, or sorry, not PUBG, fucking Fortnite. I find it's a little too cartoony for, like, the game mode that it entails. Which is probably why it does well, because it's not as, like, bloody and violent, and kids are more kids will end up playing it that way. PUBG is pretty fucking blowing up at the bottom of a door and molotoving a dude who actually looks like a dude. Putting a hole in him with a shotgun and shit like that, like, pretty graphic. Whereas in Fortnite, you walk around with, like, your melee weapon as a pickaxe that's as tall as you. And when you hit people with them, it does almost nothing. One of my biggest gripes with the fucking game. Well, embed a pickaxe into your head 6 times when you're walking around? The hell?
They're aggressively targeting the field generators. Destroy their ties before they overload them completely.
Got it.
You could remove the gas. Well, I was trying to make it into a joke here. I was in the middle of my joke and you called me off. You cut me off. My assumption is you finally could remove the gas mask, you know?
Ooh, I just got above that blast.
Blue leader engaging.
Good God, how bad is it gonna be for the neighborhood when the fucking sewer backs up and DJs?
I hate these shield generators. Hate them. Bloody Dakar.
They'll set up experimental ion. They'll set up experimental ion engines to push it back into the center.
The generators need your protection.
I can push my own thing into the center. I don't need any help. Will you stop inviting me to Fortnite? I do not play that game. I'm sick of... There's always different people inviting me to Fortnite. Can you not see my games and see that I do not play that game?
Well, and not just that, there is an invite all friends. Or like an invite all online friends or some shit like that.
If you spend that one more time, I will defriend you.
That works too, yep.
Hey, leave some for me!
Twat.
Them. We're losing those generators. We can't take much more of this.
That one connected.
well, my friend, you are about to be the third or fourth person that I've ever defriended. Someone called Hiking Knight.
This is gonna be fun.
Wow. Ray's Falcon is virtually an impenetrable fortress.
Fighter down.
Oh, that's 13 in a row. Fucking hell.
Yeah, I honestly feel like, I mean, granted, players being different players and shit like that, but like, the form of the fucking Millennium Falcons you have, and then the form of fucking Yoda's Starfighter or whatever, I think if you were to put them up toe-to-toe, I'm pretty sure the Falcon would come out most of the time. So you use
it's sort of like a more heavily armored ship. Like, Yoda would have to, like, really work away at bringing the shields down like the Falcon, if you know what I mean?
Hold it together.
So as long as you've got it...
Well, and...
Yeah, but it doesn't disable your primary cannon, though. So you still got to be careful. What I'm trying to say is if Yoda can wear the Falcon down and take it out gradually, it can be done, whereas with the Falcon, if you get in front of the Falcon once, then you're pretty much gone. Speaking of which, shit, I've got to heal up. Oh fuck, I wasn't paying attention. I nearly died then.
Yeah, of all the gameplay and shit like that, like, I truly do feel like the Falcon is the superior ship. It has way better health, it seems to have better firepower, and I will point out too, and this is something that's probably more based on like DJ's cards and shit like that, but even before DJ was upgrading the Falcon, I found that the Falcon, like his ability to recharge faster than a lot of Yodas.
Let's win this.
Well, the maneuverability, like, that seems to be the card that makes the biggest difference. Yeah.
Keep it together. There's still work to do.
You've got to keep on the outskirts of the battle.
Well, again, I'll
the
point
Falcon.
out too, like, the most effective card that I've seen for the Falcon so far seems to be the maneuverability increasing. Because I had the same complaint initially when I saw DJ using it. I was like, this doesn't handle like the Falcon should. Like, it looks like a sluggish, like, you try to go over things or around things, and it's laggy and it's slow, and it doesn't seem like the Falcon. But with the upgraded maneuverability, the way it handles, like, even without the improved weapons and shit like that, that one alone is a game changer for that shit. Yeah.
Yeah, what you got to do with the Falcon is you just got to stay on the outskirts of the battle. You don't go right in the middle of the battle. You stay on the outskirts and then you pick them off at first.
Oh yeah, but even like DJ, your survivability increased exponentially when you started getting better maneuverability for the Falcon. Like back when I like started recommending you should get the cards on your Falcon upgraded and shit, you would get like 3 or 4 kills, maybe 5, and then you'd usually get taken out by a small group. Now, fuck, I can see you go for like 10, 15 kill streaks, spend half the fucking map in the Falcon and not even worry about it. And some of it is your shields and weapons and stuff like that, and some of it is just the ability to outmaneuver your opponents now. Or, you know, pull some shiesty shit around debris fields and shit like that.
They do take a bit of getting used to. Like, they're not the same, they don't handle exactly the same as in the other Battlefront.
Their advance wave. If we just take out a few more of their fighters, our people should be able to escape.
I don't care about the fancy cards on these ships. I upgrade the lasers, I upgrade the hull, and I upgrade the missiles. That's it. Anything to do with evasive or extending the cloaking ability or whatever, as far as I'm concerned, is irrelevant for me. All I need is to be able to point, shoot, you're gone. Point, shoot, you're gone. Point, shoot, you're gone. Not like what was happening at the beginning, where I'd have to keep chasing the same person and shoot them 100 times to shoot them down with the cutlass weak. That used to annoy me. That's all I want to do, just shoot them down. Back to basics. All these bloody horseshit glitches, killing when people spawn, lag switches and all the rest of it. You know what, Kush? You know how in GTA they used to punish people for cheating by having a dunce cap on their head?
Yeah.
Well, I reckon in Starfighter Assault, for the people that cheat, they can spawn in as a ship, but the ship looks like a tugboat.
Mm.
Yeah, and not in Starfighter Assault.
This is for Star Killer.
Ah, but that would work in Galactic Assault. So you've got the body of the trooper, or you've got the body of Vader, whatever, but all the heads that you have are all Jar Jar Binks. That sounds awesome. A tugboat. A sewage transportation vessel.
Advancing to mission objective. If the resistance get that scrap heap operational, it may prove dangerous. Focus fire.
Let's do a flyby.
They're all around you.
Let's see how long it takes for them to spot me. They didn't spot me. Oh, from one side of the map to the other. They didn't even see me.
Enemy ship destroyed. Failing.
Our attack squadron is here. Clear out enemy ship so it can complete its objective. Too much damage. Our attack squadron is completing its run.
This ship's barely operational.
Right on target.
Enemy to your rear. Not
Fuck, I
functioning.
learned about one of the craziest fucking bugs that shit. The fucking assassin bug. They're assassin bugs. They are the savages of the wild. They don't actually have any predators, and some of the species of them are so hardcore. They have this like long nose thing, and they stab it into their prey and like soft tissues, and inject a fucking like a basically an acid, or like it's a whole bunch of digestive enzymes, and it breaks down all the shit around it and like liquefies what's inside, and then they slurp it back out. But the most, I mean, that's fucked up. And the most fucked up thing about some of these species, yeah, the most fucked up thing about this one, and well, some of these particular species, is that not only do they kill their prey, but they cover them in a glue that they secrete, and then strap them to their back as camouflage. And then they'll like walk into ants' nests and shit like that, and the ants don't know what the fuck's up because they smell like their brethren and shit. And like they'll walk around with like 30 fucking corpses on their back. Like they're fucking the Leatherface bug, basically.
Overload the unstable field generators. Target their internal support struts. Commencing attack maneuver.
Some species of them. The ones that you guys have in Australia are a little bit different. They've got like feathers on their hind legs, and when the ant comes and like fucks with the feather, it like spins around and stabs it in the head.
The generator's effects may be of use, if your piloting is up to the task.
Embarrassing.
Well, they'll wear a couple of different insects worth of, like they'll wear beetles and ants and wasps and whatever they can catch all together on their backs.
Too much damage.
A whole bunch of different smells.
Eliminated. Tell them I died.
It just had to bloody activate while I was in there. Son of a bitch. Stupid shield generator.
Oh yeah, did you see that picture I sent you, Pendleton?
Damn.
Prove myself.
In the messages?
Long last.
It was like, it was like right when you like left or whatever. It was like, just got the suggested clip on my YouTube. PS4 listens a little too closely, right? Like, we talked about it for 10 fucking minutes, and I'm scrolling down and boom, Jeepers Creepers 2 cornfield scene. Like, fuck off.
At last, we can clear away these troublesome field generators. Finish them off.
You're going through there.
Well, I'm like, man, I get all the targeted adware for games and shit. The Weather Network. By the way, you should buy Resident Evil 7. It's better with VR. Like, what the
Make way. I'm moving in.
See, I can't say that that's like irrefutable proof because there's obviously other people with similar opinions. But I will say that over the last 4 years, the way that game, like the different stories and shit, I've definitely seen various things where I'm like, yes, this is exactly what I've been looking for. This is what I've been saying for years. I'm just pissed because, I mean, if they're gonna take all my fucking opinions and ideas like that, pay me, you assholes! All my fucking ideas and shit. Watch, you know what? You know what would be the ultimate fucking proof of that one? If one day, in like a couple of years or so, and we'll have to try to remember this moment, if we actually get a game where there's like a muddy fucking field and you can use the mud...
You bastards. Uh-oh. Oh, there's a buster right there. Sweet, they try to ring me. Look at him.
Oh, and for Commander Enleberg, I'll point out too, I mean, you guys both have sort of an idea of going to Sagittarius A eventually. I would almost advise taking a slight detour and going, I can't remember what the planet is called, you can find it though, it's pretty easy. But there's a planet that was like not supposed to be there kind of deal. It was left in by the devs after testing and shit, but it's outside the galactic plane. Like when you land on the planet and you get out, you look up, you see the galaxy flat. Well, you see the entire galaxy in front of you. Probably one of the nicest views in the game.
Stupid shield generator.
Remember the name. More.
Uh-oh. Hurry up and heal. Son of a bitch. I will make you pay for screwing around with the dark side.
The scimitar is taking damage.
There you go again.
Now finish what we started.
Bunker busters annihilated.
Yes, what I'm on.
This must be the last of them. Focus on their starfighters.
Oh, that's powered down.
Who is that pilot? The Sith operate in the shadows.
Easy come, easy go.
This has gone on long enough. Wipe out their fighters.
Revenge.
Not half bad.
That's 10 more. Oh, it's another. Top player.
The scimitar is taking fire.
That was fun.
The way is clear for our dreadnought. The enemy base will soon be ashes.
Yes, first place. Beautiful. 11,000. Far that little ship just kicks ass, man. Oh, back to the Imperial shipyards.
There's a Star Destroyer docked for repairs at the shipyard. Vulnerable, but far from defenseless.
I should just default straight away.
Well, shit, never mind. You can't get to that planet anymore. Yeah. Now you basically, well, because it was a mistake to let them even do that, and then it became the last time somebody did it was during a beta and they asked the devs to teleport them over there. You can look at the video though, it's really fucking cool. 16,000 light years out of the fucking, out of the galaxy itself, just looking at the galaxy rolling around on a really tiny planet.
Actually, got really strange numbers. 7 against 5. Starfighter assault.
Moving in.
Where's everybody?
A Y-Wing squadron has joined us. Cover them so they can perform a bombing run.
Target destroyed. Red leader going down!
Good work. Our Y-Wings finished their bombing run. We'll never get through while those Imperial cruisers are still there.
Barely holding it together here.
Get rid of those bloody turrets. Hate them.
Here come our reinforcements.
Our blockade runners are here. Keep the Imperials off them and they will deal out serious damage.
Can't hold it! We need to protect those bombers!
This will be impossible if we don't take out those cruisers first.
Alright, let's have a
In a bit of trouble over here.
One cruiser down, one to go. Keep at it. Structural failure imminent. Finish them off.
Your head!
Bombs away.
Okay, that's better.
Good, but it's not over yet.
The cruisers are down. Scanning for additional defenses.
No, I'm going to the tunnel. Screw this. There's more people out there.
All systems
These things first. Good rinse.
Take out those shield generators. The dock will be wide open from there.
acknowledging orders. That's probably a little closer than you want. Lucky shot!
Key reinforcements are here. Y-wing bombers. Keep them safe.
Got him! That was close!
The Y-wing squadron successfully completed its bombing run.
Enemy down! What's the big idea?
Take down those shield generators. Then we can go after the Star Destroyer.
Red 5, ready to fly.
System wide!
They'll have a hard time bouncing back from that.
Generator down. Continue. One of our blockade runners is taking damage. Defend it.
He's the top player? And he flies in a straight line? Really?
Celebrate later. It's not over yet.
Another down. Make our chances if we lose another.
Self-aware.
Guess I push button.
Very different jobs. Resistance leader, essentially, or rebellion leader.
Only one left. Generators down. Stand by.
And you can make your
Scanning
story
for
all
intel.
types of fucked up by getting any of those characters killed really early.
Guess the force isn't too strong in that one.
Look,
I will say,
there's so
the last
many of them.
E3 trailer, they really needed to do a better job of explaining that, because when I saw the rebellion dude, I was super pissed. Because the trailer before that, it was all the detective, and you're going to have multiple choices, and you're going to be investigating this shit, and blah, blah, blah. And unless you went and actually looked up their whole game plan independently, then it seemed like they had completely changed the direction of the game, and instead were intending it to be kind of a home front, the revolution style thing, but no, yeah. So it does kind of raise an interesting question of just how open world is it going to be as
Our
well.
Y-Wings have initiated their bombing run. We need you to run interference.
Do they realize this is the Millennium Falcon they're shooting?
The reactor is wide open. Hit it with everything you've got before the shields are back online.
There's like 30 that they showcased.
The ship's in
They did like
jeopardy.
6 solid ones, and then they showed a whole bunch of different possibilities as
We
well.
lost a group of Y-Wings. Protect those bombers.
The last interview I saw, you said there was at least 12 endings. 12 confirmed endings.
Heading in.
Gotcha. Oh, I destroyed Kylo Ren. I took out the airship. Didn't realise. Right. Oh, perfect.
Shields down. We have a brief window to target the reactor. Quickly, before they come back online.
This might kick a little. You know how much that's gonna cost me to fix?
Star Destroyer's reactor is critical. It won't take much more. The shields are back online. We need to hit those clamps again.
You alright?
I wonder why that iron shot lasted so long.
This looks serious.
Oh, that was Connor stuff more.
That should do it.
Shields offline. Now, focus all
People
fire on the
dumb.
reactor. We don't have much time.
Shoot the bloody reactor.
This up.
Are you doing it like straight off, or are you
So stupid.
setting up your priorities?
Oh, it doesn't matter now.
Yeah,
But
just 'cause
why?
like if you set it with priorities, then you can turn all your non-combat related shit to 3, and then whenever you engage your weapons, it shuts all that shit off for you. That way you can have a ship that has, 108 or 110% power capacity, and it's still viable for both.
First again.
I believe so, yeah. As long as the power, like, that is, yeah, so, like, if you're at, like, say, 106% power consumption, when you pull out your weapons, it'll turn off everything in category 3, basically. So, if you have 8% power in there, then you're running at 98% power with your weapons on.
All forces repel the rebels' assault.
Good times then, yeah. If it's not telling you you got power issues, you're fine. And even then, it usually says it when you first initiate it. Mm-hmm.
Right, let's get them.
Only have one setup at a time.
Their destructive aims are clear. The rebels intend to disable the cruisers guarding the docks.
Just because, like, oh no, that's how many uses you have left in it before you gotta go and restock. But, like, if you have 2 shield cell banks, and you fire the shield cell bank, it will use 2. So if you have 2 shield cell banks, you should have one unactivated until you run out of ammo for it, and then you turn that one off, and then turn the one with ammo still in it back on, you have 3 more charges. So you're good. Yeah, well, if you're using straight lasers, it's probably gonna fucking, yeah, it's a lot of heat. If you're using, like, pulse lasers and shit, it's not bad. Yeah, pulse lasers aren't that bad. Solid lasers, even, like, smaller solid lasers, use a huge amount of power and heat.
The first step in their plan will be to destroy our
That's
cruisers.
7.
Y-wing bombers are getting through.
Just point me at whatever you need.
It would really be nice if someone helped me with this Corvette. What the hell?
Concussion missiles cost extra.
This is a rebel Corvette above Fondle. Oh, sorry, Fondle.
Both
Yeah,
cruisers
that's what you called it.
We
You
must
said you have to
redouble
Fondle
our
Fondle.
efforts.
Life supports barely hold.
That rebel blockade runner is in critical
Fine, have it
condition.
your way. Have an implode in your face. Uh-oh.
some hits here.
That's also John Williams. Commander. John Williams also wrote the theme music for Indiana Jones. Because Commander, me and Commander last night were trying to work out which movies John Williams has written music for, and the list is just endless.
We've lost a fighter.
Are we outnumbered?
Go to the right where it says factions. You have to probably select which faction you're going to align with. It sounds to me like a civil war. But yeah, it should be in your right-hand panel, and there should be like a factions thing. Factions function or something. So, and then yeah, you like choose whichever one that you're supposed to be helping. See, they're both system defense force, and they're both from that system, but it sounds to me like a civil war. I would say going with Sirius, just because Sirius is the one that you want to get the rep with, so you can get that fucking exclusive planet, the permit system. Unless you have a quest. Oh, you? Oh, nice. You will have a negative reputation with one of them.
Another shield generator has fallen.
Enemy vaporized.
Put it together, or they'll have you.
Freaking pipe down wrong.
Generators down. The dock is unshielded. Intercept their X-Wings. Failure is not an option.
I live for this.
What's the problem with the time sector? You gotta line them up. It's too exposed when you line them up. Those quad cannons need to last longer.
Empire can't live here today.
Ship can't take more damage.
A Mon Calamari battlecruiser has jumped out of hyperspace. We can't afford to engage it directly. Keep up defenses and...
The Empire can't lose here today.
Rebel Y-Wings are bombing the docks. Eliminate them. Shields are down, for now. Protect the Star Destroyer while we bring them back online.
Enemy ship destroyed.
Look at that aim for a Y-wing. That was a
Coming for
struggle.
you.
Bless you. Hard knuckles.
The Empire can't lose here today.
The 1313? I wonder if that's a reference to that game.
Anything left
Area 1313. What's that?
Good. Now do it again.
Yeah, that game was supposed to release. And they didn't do it. It pretty much cost LucasArts everything. Even a game that's not released by LucasArts has fame.
Attacker on your tail! Enemy ship destroyed!
Nope, apparently nobody wants it. According to Disney, it would never make money. That's why they canceled it.
Yeah, that's their opinion. What would they know?
Because people aren't interested in it.
Yeah, they just look at a balance sheet. That's what they're fucking interested in. Fucking assholes.
Let me teach them the error of their ways.
The Star Destroyer's reactor is on the brink of failure. Now is the time. Crush the rebels. Shields online. Defend those power clamps.
I would do a little bit of other research into that just because, as it stands, it's basically been Disney fucking around. Like, Lucas was supposed to have a heavy hand in the creation of the Force the Force Unleashed and all this other shit, and they cut him the fuck out. He's openly...
Crush them for this.
They've disabled our shields momentarily. Guard the Star Destroyer while we reinitiate systems.
Let's get to work.
Fall back. We have faced a considerable setback this day.
It's a shame. Yeah. Oh. Death Star debris.
Red Squad reporting.
The Imperials plan to cut a path right through us. Our blockade runners can bar their way if we protect them.
Dude, you're Anaconda, hit it, it's fine.
Securing location.
Yeah, no, if you're Anaconda, man, you can bounce off the space station, you're fine.
My astromech's reporting severe damage.
Really? Oh, I'm doomed then. I hit the fucking station all the time.
Got it.
Oh yeah, no, I frequently bounce off that fucking thing in my fucking Conda. Or I like hit it in a way where you get kind of like jammed and you gotta fucking, you know, spin it around and shit so you even get to move.
Another for our side.
Defend our blockade runners.
Might work a little bit then, yeah. See, it wasn't even like it was the Anaconda in particular that was having that issue. It was the Anaconda with the scheme that I have on.
Those TIE bombers must
I have those
not be
spikes,
allowed
remember?
to complete their attack run.
The Raider spikes.
S-foiled.
attack run.
Fight a setback.
They've destroyed a blockade runner. Only one blockade runner left. Protect it. Our blockade runners are down. The Imperials are advancing. Hold them back.
Thanks.
15.
Fighter destroyed.
Wing assemble.
We've deployed mines to halt their progress. Keep their TIE fighters from destroying them.
I think I'll do Yoda's.
Feel the strength of the Jedi.
Yep, Yoda's laser sword, chest fire. Oh, difficult to shoot it off, folks. I'll shoot you down. Yes.
Yeah.
Attackers to the rear.
It did. I don't know if it still does. They might have done something with that, kind of like the planet scan missions, but it really, that one doesn't make as much sense to do that with. You know what I mean? Like you go to a planet scan thing and they're like, we want this data. Well, yeah, there's multiple different bases. You know, it makes sense you might have to travel to a couple of them to fill out those requests. Now you got 15 people who want a small fleet of the same enemy dead. I don't think they're gonna care so much that you only destroyed 40, and not 40 for him, and 40 for him, and 40 for him kind of deal. They're just happy with the amount of shit that they wanted dead is dead. I mean, that would be the reasoning that I would go with as to why to keep it the way it is, but you have to test it for yourself.
They've eliminated one of our mines.
Concrete answer.
Intercept them.
Cop that. Seven. Huh, this is Master Yoda ship is not as good as the Falcon.
Another mine destroyed.
Oh, no, sorry. I was thinking car Corvette at first. I was like, what the fuck kind of Corvette did you find? Like, no, that's like Corvette's fucking, like, Le Mans track car. Or some shit like that.
Patience, my friend.
All of a sudden, Corvette made their own space agency.
Uh-oh, in trouble.
Ah, the nice thing that I will point out for you, though, is that many of the parts that are on your Anaconda can immediately be put onto the Corvette. A lot of their hard points are the same. Same size, same everything kind of deal.
I will defeat them.
So, like,
More like that and finished.
Later.
Defend the
Yep.
sensor array from
so you
Imperial
can swap
forces.
everything over from the fucking Conda to the Corvette, essentially. Strip it out. Yep, you're closer than I am now.
TIE bomber squadron's initiating its attack run.
No, you're already, like, if you're, because you were at, like, what, Lieutenant, you already had 100% on that? I was at, like, 89% on Lieutenant, so you're already further.
Yep. Their TIE bombers are hammering out forces. They must be stopped.
Cockpit's so dangerous. Why is it so restricted to view the cockpit? You're supposed to fly this thing. Jedis?
Stop those TIEs from disabling the cruiser's defenses. Here's where the fun begins.
See, as much as I like my power, I can engineer power plants to be more powerful. The heat is something that's harder to engineer out than power to something.
It's too close. Oh, 20 pound kill streak in the other ship, and I'm still going.
They've weakened the cruiser's defenses. Their TIEs are now targeting its lower hull sensors.
Make that 22.
That's all I got. You'll have to get it done without me.